And, I mean, it feels like the Orianna is where they're going to go. I like the Victor a lot more, though. You need more consistent damage output. We saw the last game. There was a big disconnect between the damage.
Oh, Yone is so much better,
though. Yone, though.
Lily has plenty of magic damage, and even Ezreal has a fair bit himself. Pick the Yone, try and take it. Bay in that mid lane.
This draft has serious identity problems, though, between the Aatrox Yone, strong skirmishing power to the early mid game, versus an Ezreal and Lilia that want to scale up later on.
Moving into this one, because Peanut really did have control of the jungle throughout the last game. Certainly a more fun draft out of KT. Let's see whether they can make it work here in game number 2.
Too much threat from Yone all-ins or trades, but you can't also be aggressive because of that. So, you know, it's a volatile matchup where I think Bay has sometimes been...
That actually hit the minion that Rich threw at Doran. Oh, the flash comes out and Doran survives.
If that spear hits, it might be a different story.
It would have hit. It was intercepted by the roar of the Slayer minion.
Oh, man, it would have been so close.
We have a look at this. Here's that roar of the Slayer that I was talking about.
One of these goes poorly. If Noah's W doesn't hit, you know, you can actually find yourself having to flash.
I feel like KT are playing this very, very effectively, though. There's the flash in from Kellen. They're looking for Zeus. He gets the headbutt back to try and deny Doctorm some damage, and the Rel is already dead. Getting in great position is Bay. I'm not sure about that one, mate. Dove's going to come through after his teleport and just swipe up the pigeon.
I hate to say it, but I feel like that's the most Babe move I've ever seen.
Oh, no. From the Lilia. We didn't really talk about that as Unbreakable Will here for Zeus. True Shot Barrage onto Kellen. Is this just a 2v2 kill? Looks like it could be, but no. Zeus in trouble, has to flash to get out. Noah still wanting more. He's almost just a Mystic Shot away of taking down the Horse Lady. Want to get Rich down here. Doesn't have the train, so that is going to be a dead Cloud. Although it did try to go back home, of course. Cloud Drake wanting to try and just get out and then get back in as the soul, as Clouds generally do. It's going to be a mountain next. We'll see whether it's going to be an ocean or an infernal. As now Doctorm going to have to rocket jump, does so. There's the sleep. Can Kellen body block effectively enough? True Shot Barrage tries to be blocked. Doesn't work like that anymore, unfortunately. And there's the Buster Shot, but it's too late. Gideon flashes, doesn't give him any choice. And now Kellen, this is not the equestrian competition you wanted to be in. As now Peanut looks for the spear, doesn't find it. And now he's 1 versus 3.
Noah, you know, could have gone to Gideon, but I think giving it to the Ezreal, definitely the better choice.
Wow, we're teleporting right underneath this turret. Doran could be in trouble here as Rich going to get the ulti down for the knock-up. Next one comes through, and that is going to be a kill going over to Doctorm. Brute force here from Nongshim. Good thing, but they will be able to just create some room for Shirley. And look at that, Gideon just leaves. He will get the plates as Noah, he's going to vacate as well. Mountain Drake should be available. And KT, I don't think that there's any chance they're going to be contested on this one. Doctorm's on the top side.
On that ward, you're going to lose half your health bar for it.
Yeah, Doctorm has been, yeah, this is going to be real tough. As Dove goes back to the Unbound Soul and takes the Tryst with him.
So well played. No, they're on the Drake.
Yep, Noah wants to be able to lifesteal off this minion wave. Does so actually quite effectively as the bowling ball lands onto Doctorm. Not the target you want hit by that if you're an Nongshim fan. Is now True Shot Barrage. Avoided there by Peanut, but now he's out of the way of this.
The sleep.
Yeah, the sleep is going to connect as Peanut's going to have to get out of position. The sleep was utilized. The Drake is now taken from KT, but the fight is on. Oh! Ulti from Dove is huge! Into the backline, and Doran finds the Tristana. He's likely to be taken down, but no, the World Ender gives him so much lifesteal. Rich is going to get hunted down. He's dead as well. The zombie ain't going to be doing nothing this game, and Nongshim get wiped at the Drake that they needed to take. In this comp, there's not a lot of peel as Rich is going to get that flash forward. They're looking for Noah. He's going to get put in the bouncy castle and taken down. Doran trying to get in there, but gets in a little bit too late as the sleep doesn't really do too much. Peanut tries to pounce to get himself out of the way. Does create a fair bit of distance and goes golden as Dove back to his Unbound Soul, but Peanut will be traded for the 80 carry of KT, and now we have
what the result might look like, especially if you're stacked up like this against a Yone ult. But Dove is not even here. He's like, oh, you guys are going to actually just get delayed. I'm going to get a turret. Yep. He's going to get an inhibitor turret, maybe.
Well, I mean, he's going to get the inhibitor turret. While Zeus dies, he's going to try and flash to get himself out. Sand Soldier's come on in. Doctorm gets another kill. Gideon still doesn't quite have the Lilting Lullaby back available, but
I think you'll take this if you're KT, though. I mean, look, you're going to get an inhibitor.
This is what we call 4-1. That's what we're doing. The 4, unfortunately, trying to back in the jungle, though, and Doran does get caught by himself. He's now underneath an enemy turret that just spawned out of nowhere. And I mean, if Peanut finds him, like, Peanut is just dead.
Yeah, Peanut actually can't be here. You cannot be here.
He doesn't. Oh, he does have his Zhonya's back available, uses it. Unbound Soul, pretty counted in a lot of cases by that one as the ulti comes through from Dub, gets himself out of the way. The ulti from Rich not going to land, but Roar of the Slayer does. He just looks like sandpaper, though. He's taken down so easily. Zeus gets on in there as well. Big pulverized as Bay tries to get out. Conquering Sense as well to get those soldiers back. Will get him to kill onto the cow. But now Kellen's running away, and Noah is just massive.
Where was this
quadra kill?
Where was this KT? For the majority of round 2, where was it?
It was on the charger, Wolf. On the charger. Needed to make sure that you had your batteries at full before they downloaded the new version. And now the new version has come in, and it's looking real good.
Game 3 is upon us, Atlas. What a great game from KT Rolster. I want to see more Dove Yone. 2-0-8 in this game. Noah had an early lead, and he just compiled it into a massive, massive advantage. That's all there is. We're going to a third game. KT
really did a fair bit, but I want to have a look at these Yone numbers as well. Yone not quite up there, but as we mentioned, Ezreal with almost double the damage of the Tristana that was funneled a lot of the resources. Shout out to Rich for doing the most work on his team.
And even with all the work he tried to do and all of the plays he tried to make, KT were just one step ahead all the way through. And their macro game was almost more impressive because when you have a lead like Noah had, sure, you can expect him to do very well, but they played around the control of the Drake super well. They were able to continue to push in side lane effectively. And
that was KT Rolster versus Nongsin Radforce game number 2, and great potential of KT Rolster finally was shown here in the LCK to take down Nongsin Radforce. This time around, KT Rolster was the side that was playing the comp that they are confident in. Yeah, KT Rolster did lack some level of proficiency in their pick in game number 1, so they tried out new things for game 2. And together with this comfort pick and great performance, KT Rolster played a lot more consistently in this game. Even though they did have some dicey comp. Looking at the bottom duo especially, we're seeing more and more Ezreal and Alistar comp. These two champions are not good at pushing the lane, and Tristana has the clear priority, but Alistar and Ezreal are so good at taking the minion wave under the turret. Tristana, because she has the push priority, Alistar can always walk into her and add some pressure in terms of the engage, and also because she always 24/7 push in the wave, she is exposed to a potential gank from Lilia. And then we had some real MVP on the side of KT Rolster, the caster minion saving the top laner. And with some lucky plays and together with some great performance of the players, KT Rolster was able to take game number 2. And let's take a look at Noah's early game path. If he finished the Wolf Camp, this could have been a full clear for Lilia, but instead he rotated to the bottom lane. Nidalee already went to the top lane, which means it was pretty much predictable for KT Rolster to meet Peanut here on the bottom lane, and Noah already won the trade on the bottom lane as well, and the backup from the mid laner was enough for KT Rolster to clean up some kills. Tristana and Rel are really powerful when they dive onto the opponent, jumping forward. But Kellen and Zeus, both of the support players, are very aggressive. They have this kind of play style. But when the opponents know how to deal with this play style, they get really punished hard. After that, KT Rolster was able to get the ace on the opponents. Now let's take a look at this game-ending team fight. This is why we are seeing some Yone performance in the LCK. He was able to steal away that blue camp and goes in very aggressively for a trade, and then he escapes perfectly with his ultimate and sidesteps away from Sion's ultimate and then dodges that Q knockup with the Gale Force. Dove in this game was doing massive amount of damage, and then he was also able to survive from every dangerous skill possible. And this is why this player locked in Yone for game number 2, a very decisive one for KT Roaster. This was a do or die for them. If they lose game number 2, they will be eliminated from the playoff contention. But still, with this kind of new picks and better performance, they were able to keep their hope alive. And that's how KT Roaster closed out the game in game number 2. And a lot of solo queue players are now ready to lock in that Yone for sure tonight. But now it's time to check out the player of the game, and it's gonna be Dove on Yone. Noah's Ezreal was really on point. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a very close competition for the POG, but Yone, you know, this champion is so stylish. Even though Noah was doing a fantastic work as well, and the fantastic angle going in for that engage was really on point. 90-degree for sure. Very clean cut and dry combo coming out from Dove. This actually reminded me of the Lee Sin combo back in the days, and perfect getaway route by Dove. This could be a turnaround fight for Nongshim actually, but because Dove played it out so well, they were not able to make it happen, and then Noah was there for follow-up damage after Dove was able to draw so many attention of the opponents. And 649 votes secured by Dove, and Noah was also able to pick up 3 of them. And we are heading into a Destiny Decider game between 2 teams. So let's head over to game number 3.